Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. This is another first play. This is Rise 2 Nobility, which has a very busy board. But again, like most of these games, a lot of these spaces are essentially the same in a way and totally different in another way. You're going to be placing dice out onto certain spots on the board to take various actions. The main crux seems to be placing these settler cards onto your board to get worker meeples, which can then give you some influence in the guilds and give you some bonuses. And also there's a kind of stone council down here which you need settlers to fulfill points in. There's a real neat system. When you roll the dice, you can only use dice up to the value of where you are on the reputation track. And it looks really interesting.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to playing this one. Should be good.
Yeah, it's a deluxe version, so we've got shaped coins. I'm not sure what to expect at all, really.
No.
I've gone through the rules and...
lots to it.
Yeah, just looking forward to giving it a try. So it's kind of dice placement, but with a bit more to it. So we'll see how it goes. Come back at the end. And that is my family, you can hear in the background. So we have finished. This is the end state of my player board, where I went for what are called community buildings. They gave me a victory point bonus at the end, and I went quite heavily on settlers. I only did one more than you in the end, didn't I? 5, and you did 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I just haven't moved it across. 6.
Cheating again.
Oh, that's the only thing I did. So I did 2 more compared to yours.
Yeah.
And it was 110, not 10, 110 to 85. There was a lot to remember. Particularly, one thing I struggled with is the workers. When you're building a building down here, they have to come from here. And when you're putting an apprentice into a camp for a guild, they have to come from your player board. But when you're building in a guild, they come from that guild's camp. And I kept forgetting that, so I kept not doing that for a go, because I was like, I haven't got any workers on my board. And then I was like, I don't need to do that. Yeah. But I really feel I went slow and steady won the race. I kind of concentrated on getting my settlements out, and then really thinking about, if you can see what Chris did. Chris took a lot of the guild ones, which didn't even get you higher on the honour track in the end.
No.
I suppose I got 6 honour off here, didn't I? And then 9. Was it 9 I finished? It was a bit more than 9, wasn't it? 5, 10.
No, it's 9 you got.
Yeah, 9 points, but not more than 9 squares. I put another one out there, that's why. So I only took 2 buildings, and one I took in the end, just on the last round to get points. You're not going to be able to do everything you want by a long shot. No. These stones, it felt like you kind of realised about round 7 that I was kind of pulling away. And so you started going heavy on the council stones. Yeah,
to try and claw something back if it possibly could.
And they were, 5 to 7 points a time?
Yeah.
But they cost you your dice total, because your reputation goes down 2 for each time you do it.
Yeah.
So unless you're spinning back onto this one all the time to get it back up, It
would have been nice if these were higher value in a way, but that's just for me in that game.
To
be fair.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't take any of those, and you took 5. But I maxed that, like you say, I not only took settlers, but I got more than... So you can give between 8 and 12 resources on this one, and certainly on the higher cost ones. I think I got 11 on that one and 12 on that one, but then I got these bonuses as well.
Yeah.
So I was getting at least that worth, that amount.
2 to 3 of those worth.
Yeah, because I was getting, even on my 6th one, I think I got 8 or 9. Just from these bonuses, so that was quite cool for me, and I got my track up, so I didn't have to worry about it. I just like doing that. I know, that's probably not the most efficient way to play the game, but I'm like, I'd worry about it otherwise.
Yeah, it's just one way of getting it done and ready.
Yeah, and you definitely have to get settlers to get the meeples. So that's the only way, is to get settlers into your camp, and you can only take 7. And they vary between 1 to 2 settlers on each one. There was some that were just stars, was there? I can't remember. Did any just give you stars?
There was one with 1 meeple and 2 stars.
Was there any with just 2 stars?
I don't think so.
Oh no, I think they all give you at least the meeple.
Yeah.
So worst case is you're going to have 7 meeples. Well, not worst case, but that's like the lowest you'd get if you maxed out because I didn't max. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I ended up with 9 meeples to put out. This looked like an add-on, but actually became quite important. I'd say mid-game when we ran out of money.
Especially you did. You maximise that for your that, and that's what I did.
Because you were in the camps first.
Yeah.
Which again sounds great because you get the money, but then your workers out there. And then the colours weren't all coming out, were they? That was the other thing. I think what probably would have been better for you is looking at the colours down here, go to those camps because you know you're going to be able to get those buildings.
And as soon as you've got those buildings out, you then lose your funding for the next round.
Yes, in place of a good.
Yeah.
Which is an expensive way to do it when goods only cost 1 coin normally. You think you're giving up a minimum of 2 coins.
Yeah, potentially 3.
Potentially, to get just 1 good back, unless you take both buildings. But again, that's giving up more money. And like this one, you were here quite early, I think, and we never got a blue building out, did we?
No.
Brown we built late, and you were first there as well.
Yeah.
You built yellow and red early, didn't you?
Yeah.
But then you do get a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I think the mistake you made was you built on the ones you wanted to use.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But if I'm not using them, you're not getting a coin regularly.
Yeah.
And by the time I started using them again was probably the last 2-3 rounds. I just kept on going on my strategy. There was various ways to get goods from other bonuses on the buildings. And a couple of the first rounds you could only use 3 or 4 of your dice, where I think I got 5 dice out on all rounds, but bar 1 or 2.
Yeah, I did all right on the
You did all right at the end, yeah.
I think after the first 3 or so rounds, because you took the first 2 rounds.
I took the maximum. Whacked that up, didn't I?
And then after that, I was able to get in there.
So it's definitely one I think is going to be much smoother on a second playthrough, just in terms of remembering the internal logic of the game. To get a settler, you've got to have a house. Houses cost 5 coins, so you probably want to. You start with 1 though. So you want to get that first settler out, or if it's too hard and an easy one comes out, like the 4 to 6 one didn't come out to mid game, but if one of those had come out, I think next time I'll be looking for a cheap one, grabbing that and just building that and picking up another house as soon as I can, to just give myself more to play with in terms of workers and houses.
And that's where you use the boat well, by selling your goods, which enabled you to buy more houses. And I didn't catch on to that until later, thinking I will get lots of resources or lots of coins from what I did, but it didn't actually
Everything's
work out
slow
that way.
trickle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is actually a very good way to get coins until you get apprentices, but then you don't want to leave the apprentices there because you want to get your star benefits. And that was really helpful coming at the middle. Once you get to level 5 on the honour track, you get a one-off from your card.
My technique may have worked better on a 3-player game, because then each of these places could have possibly been hit twice without me even touching them, and I could have got benefits that way.
It was still only 1 on a 3-player game, wasn't it? Or was it
it's
2 on a 3 and a 4? Yeah.
So potentially, maybe my tactic would have worked better with more players rather than a 2-player.
I think it's going to be a really good 3 to 4 player game, and going to feel different. I enjoyed it at 2, but like you say, there's not going to be the competition for the spaces. There's not going to be the Chris has gone there this round. Don't panic. I need the reds, but I'll get them next round, or I'll get a question mark one, and because your character gives you a good that you can overpay in. I'll maximise getting those. But then we were both disagreeing, so there's a little bit of a thing there. But a very promising first start. Didn't feel too long since we did the explanation, and I only read the rules today, so it was a rule heavy checking session.
Yeah.
But felt good. Enjoyed it.
Okay.
Look forward to our next game with Mark.
Yeah, good.
Take ages.
Another 5 hours into the game. That is.
See you next time on Board Deck and Dice.